got to fill in the gaps here. And so the gaps is actually having clarity on what your goals are for your business, and then create measurable KPIs to actually hit that goal. And then once you figure out what it is, you just reverse engineer it. And so this $1 million model is exactly how you do it. Again, it's really simple. How much are you charging per hour? How many job ticket hours are you doing per week? That's it for the cleaner side. On the client side, it's like, how much are you charging per clean? How many weekly total cleans are you doing? And how many recurring clients do you have? But also it's like, who needs to go where, right? The right butts in the right seats. Where are you at? And so this is a really simple org chart that shows all the important positions that you're going to need in a company that does $1 million a year. And so your goal is to basically see, okay, what positions do I have? What positions am I currently filling? And then start to replace yourself in specific roles, right? Or start to put people maybe on your team, maybe you want to elevate them, you want to grow them into some of these other positions. Cars versus no cars, having a clear reason on why you do one versus the other, I think is really, really important. Whether you do solo versus team cleaning, whether you do uniforms versus no uniforms, and whether you do employees versus independent contractors, right? Whether you do hourly pay versus commission pay. So these are all things that when you just know what your business model is, make a decision and go with it. Like, make it part of your business model. Next bonus is recruiting, right? So the recruiting funnel, again, this is so cool because it's just like you have a marketing funnel where you have an ad, and the whole point is to get them from ad all the way to a customer. Now we're going to have an ad, and we're going to get them all the way to employee. And so what the recruiting funnel looks like is you have an Indeed ad. On there, you have a job description that reads more like a marketing advertisement. And if you turn that around and have an ad that talks to them, the applicant, and what we can provide them, all of a sudden you'd be surprised that you have lots of applicants, right? Your pond becomes really, really big. Incentives, $1,000 bonus, which is a really cool incentive. And then once they say, hey, I'm interested, they raise their hand, they go through an application process. This application process allows us to weed out the people who are not going to be good fits. If we do a Zoom interview, this is a one-on-one interview. This is not a group interview. We want the opportunity to get to know them on an individual basis. And Zoom is a great way because we also want to see them. We want to see what they look like. After we ask really good questions, we use our interview script. Then after that, we're actually going to set a phone call up right after that, the day afterwards. And regardless whether we hire them or not, we're going to tell them we're going to hire them or not. And then once they decide to accept the position, we onboard them, right? We bring them onto the team. And so we provide training for all of our Sparkle bosses specifically, and even our salespeople and our recruiters as well. And so we provide all the trainings. We put them through our training, their SOPs, their report, scorecard. We show them their communication cycles. We let them know, like, here's your communication cycles. Here's our weekly meetings. Here's our daily huddles. What's to be expected of you. There's an interview script. And then here it is, the onboarding checklist, right? So we have an onboarding checklist to make sure that people that we go through this process, they're actually hitting all the boxes. So they're doing their non-compete. They're signing their handbook. And we're basically moving them along this process to ensure that they get onboarded properly. We get their W-2 paperwork in, make sure they get paid. There's a lot of stuff that goes into somebody once they decide that they want to work for you. So the two sheets that the cleaning business uses is the business intelligence sheet. So this is every number that you need to track on a daily basis in your business. Anytime someone asks you a question about your business, like, you should go to your intelligence sheet and you should be able to find that answer, right? That's your goal, is to use this intelligence sheet that anytime somebody who's a smart business owner asks you how your business is doing and they ask you a specific question, you can go to your business intelligence sheet and make that and give them a great answer. The next sheet that we use is the vision sheet. And so I talked about this earlier, but this is the sheet that you use on a weekly basis to share with your team. Or again, if you have a small team, just yourself, then you just share it with yourself. But this is basically combining all your key performance indicators all into one sheet and putting it next to your targets that you created earlier, and seeing how far away you are and how close are you getting and what you need to do in order to continue to narrow that gap between what your target goal is versus where you're actually at. Now we're talking about culture. So culture is having a mission. So now you bring somebody onto your team and you put them through the onboard process, and they become a cleaner. How do you actually keep people? People think they keep people by paying them well, giving them benefits, giving them opportunities, and all that is true. Why people will stay is because they're there for a bigger reason than just getting a paycheck. They're there for a mission. And when you're able to give somebody a mission, you're able to give someone a purpose, they're willing to do things that are maybe not in their best interest, but they're doing it in alignment with the mission itself. We have core values, which I talked about earlier, right? And so this is what resonates with people, is that, again, maybe somebody could find a place where they can get paid more. They could find a place where there's better hours, more consistent hours. But do they have a place where somebody actually cares about them and wants to grow them? And core values are so powerful. Like, we are drawn towards people and who have the same values as us, people who like the same things as us, people who think the same way as us. And then we also created our mascot, right? We call it the Spark Boss. And so creating a mascot for your employees, I think, is something that they can really resonate with, they can identify as, and they can become proud of. And we share those values in a manifesto, right? And so we use this as a way to make hiring and firing decisions, but we also use it as a way to create learning opportunities. And then we use scorecards. So all of our cleaners know exactly where they rank every single week. And then another thing, going back to culture and having a good culture, is we partnered with a charity called Cleanin for a Reason. And so we clean cancer patients in our area. We clean their houses for free. It gives our cleaners, it gives our staff another reason to fall in love with the company, right? It's like, okay, yes, of course, we're here to make money. We're here to make profit. We're here to grow the business. But when you put another element like this into the mix, it shows the human side of it. And it shows that, we're also giving back to the community. It's always what the cleaners always talk about, some of their favorite experiences when they get to interact with these Cleanin for a Reason clients. And then another really cool way to build a cool culture is just to pay people really, really well, right? Give them an opportunity to make the most money, more money in your company than they can anywhere else. And that's where we introduce empowerment pay. So empowerment pay is commission pay, right? And it's based on how many hours a week they work, and it's based on a rev share model. Here's an example, right? So if Cleaner produces $625 in revenue and they work 25 hours, and they're in tier 1, they make $487. If they just work an extra 5 hours, and they produce $1,950 in revenue, they would make $741. And if they produced $2,275 and they work 35 hours, and they would make $978. And so here's actually some examples of our paychecks of people who actually got paid. You can see here, there's 2 people over $1,000, a couple of people who are close on this one. And I think this one has 5 people who are over 5 cleaners who are over $1,000 a week, and like we pay people every single week. And so having somebody come in they can come in with 0 experience. They can come in they don't need a college degree. They don't need a high school degree, and they can make $1,000 a week entry starting. Pretty cool opportunity, right? So that's how you build a culture of competitive greatness as well, is give people the opportunity to actually make as much money as they possibly can, give them unlimited cap, and then stack that on with like growth opportunities. Man, that's how you're able to legitimately build a culture of awesome cleaners and awesome people who are continuing to want to serve your community and your customers at the highest level possible. Yo, are you a cleaning business owner who's looking to build a big old business? Well, I have just resources for you. See, I did a free masterclass where I shared automated marketing funnels, I shared customized sales system, I shared a recruiter funnel, and I shared the business intelligence sheet you saw in this video. So if you want access to those all 100% for free, and you want to build your cleaning business to a big old cleaning business, well, then click the link down below, create your free account, and look forward to seeing you on the inside. Let's go.